So on the forums the other day, a teacher was asking about doing a digital way to work with your running records for reading. So this is an idea that I'm suggesting. A pretty simple form. The running record has a list of names. You could populate that with your students. A list of sentences. I'll show you how we work with those. And then a list of words in the sentences and what the student does with each one, a correction, substitution, omission, or insertion. And I'm just looking sort of at the basics of reading this running record. So you might modify this. So that's the simple form. And the sheet then looks like this. I collect this data, and then I do a summary of the data. It looks like this. So this is a drop-down menu, so I can look at Tim, and I can look at Sue, and I can look at John, and so forth. And these are the different data points that we've collected. The sentences tab has a list of sentences, and in this case, if I wanted to add an 11th sentence, I just start typing, I am going to the store, okay? And when I hit enter on that, it creates that sentence broken down into words, tells me how many words it is. Okay, and then the test page, anytime any change is made anywhere in the spreadsheet, the sentences change. So for instance, if I were to pull up, let me just pull this off on its own tab. I want to show you how this works. So if I were to go to this response page on this running record, you can just see part of this here because I cut it in there. Notice if I do Tim, he's actually on sentence 3 right now. And I just got to check real quick. Sentence 3 has 5 words. So Tim's reading, he's correct, he's correct, he's incorrect, he's correct, he's correct, and I submit. Now notice as soon as I do that, this sheet automatically changes to the next student. So basically a student is on an iPad or something, going ahead and looking at this screen on their iPad. The teacher is looking at this screen. As soon as a student reads, they submit another response. In this case, this might be John again, and he's now on sentence 6. And just real quick looking, sentence 6 has 7 words. So then this person's reading along, 7 words, correct, correct, correct. He's doing really good, correct, correct, 7 words. And go ahead and submit. And then different sentence. So basically, let me show you how that would work. The student is looking at this. The teacher is looking at this, and the teacher's basically following what the student's doing and then being able to submit the data. So here on my big monitor with a split screen, I can see how this is going to work. I am going to now record. The student is looking at this screen right here. This is what the student's looking at. And the teacher is going to be looking at, let me just grab this real quick. I'm going to grab a copy of the form, and I'm going to drag it over here so it's part of my screen right here. So the teacher's actually looking at this, and this is the form. So he's got John working with him. John is reading sentence 5, so real quick clicks there. Sentence 5 has 5 words, so as I'm listening to the teacher, I'm the teacher listening. There I go, and I go ahead and submit that. Okay, my running record is put away now. Let me minimize this. Oops, excuse me, did not mean to do that. Let me minimize this window. Okay, so now notice when I take a look, here's my new data from John. If I take a click here, this is my new data for John. He's got, he just read sentence 5, and that's what he read right there. And now notice the student automatically, as soon as I submit, the student gets a new sentence to read. Okay, so I would bring the form back up. I'm the teacher. This is John again. He's reading sentence 8 now. Sentence 8 has 7 words in it, so I have to be sure to, fill out. He's missing that. He's getting these ones correct, and there's 7 words. So I'm done listening to him, and I submit. I'll go ahead and minimize that again. Now notice John already is up to date with his sentence number 8. He's got 74%. So yeah, you can see how this is going to work out with tracking by student. There's Tim's scores, there's John's scores, there's Sue's scores. And notice the sentence, anytime I make any change anywhere on the spreadsheet, I get a new sentence for the student to read. So I can control that. And then as a teacher, I'm just submitting. So in order for this to work, you would have to have the student on a device where they're basically just looking at this and reading it aloud to you. The teacher is recording on an iPad perhaps, and then when they come back, they can to their desk, they can open up the spreadsheet and see all the other things. So again, real quick summary. I'll go ahead and maximize this window so you can see. I don't know that that's recording if I do that. So you can see there's the data, there's the summary, there's the sentences page where you can create all your sentences in one place, and then this, what I call the test page, this is what the student actually works with. So I think this could work, but I'm not doing that kind of reading work at the moment, so it'll be a good question to see if this works for the user that requested it.